I think our boy's out of original lines of dialogue. Well, let's do some recon, but let's get a few upgrades, weapon-wise in particular. That's an expensive shotgun. Now, I would argue that this is an impressive amount of content for a free game that was made on Flash back in the day, but you might have noticed that it's very samey at this point. Even I'm starting to get a little bored. That was always the problem with Decision 1. I mean, I suppose if I wasn't marathoning it in one go, I'd probably be a bit less worn out with, like, oh look, it's the same enemy. Oh look, it's the same location that's been cookie-cuttered into a different configuration. I'm gonna save that pack of explosives. I have a funny feeling I'm gonna need it. Oh, oh yeah. You look like you got a gun or something. Oh, he's got a grenade launcher. Fantastic. I got really nervous there because W key decided to detach again. And it kind of reattached in an awkward way. I'm always conscientious of this thing snapping either the plastic retainer or the freaking metal hooks at the bottom because they're very thin. So the explosive barrels were not nearly as effective as I might have hoped. I was expecting a big chunk out of that thing's health, and it just didn't happen. You know, this is an interesting opportunity. If you've managed to stick with this series long enough to, like, get this far in, considering how samey it is, I'm going to reward you with a little behind-the-scenes information. Nothing mind-exploding, so relax. When I originally, like, planned on starting a YouTube channel, my machine was basically a potato. And my notion of, well, why make videos in the first place? Like, what's your end goal in the grand scheme of things was that, like, video games, regardless how some people view them, have become a cultural aspect of our society. And culture is something that we as humans have the ability to share, and the problem is that while we can share experiences directly by playing with other people, which I have, and I do, there's also the fact that, you know, there are also things that are considered like cultural shared experiences, like films that almost everybody has seen, songs that almost everybody has heard, and it creates a point of commonality for people that they can relate to those things and they can opinionate upon them for better or worse. And my mindset was that I was going to be promoting titles that pretty much anybody could play because if it would run on my potato, then it would run on anybody else's potato. And that the content was also going to be stuff that was sort of free to obtain, like this game, for example. And so I was going to be offering, to some extent, maybe a free promotion of works that go unnoticed or underappreciated. I suppose at this point it's not an issue of unnoticed or underappreciated so much as it is just the time has come and gone, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not still a fun experience. I mean, a car from the 1950s still gets you from A to B, in theory. So why criticize it functionally when it still does what it was originally designed to do? I mean, we live in a culture, and I'm not a huge fan of, like, consumerism in general, but we live in a culture of, you know, the advertisers pushing the new thing and all the new features and new this and new that just to motivate you, to coerce you into getting the new, you know, stuff. Gotta get that new thing, the gadget, the gizmo, whatever the fuck it is.
Today, I've come across a huge monster. I had a lot of work ahead of me to kill this mountain.
So what I'm trying to get at is, you can get Flashpoint if you got an internet connection, and if you don't, I don't know how you're watching this video, you can get Flashpoint and you can play this game for yourself. So, you know what? You want to stop watching my video? Go right ahead. But why not get the game and play it yourself? I mean, for those who argue that, but it's so old and ugly and stupid, I mean, look at the stuff drifting off the edge of the screen, and it's like, I've seen the mobile games a lot of people play these days. And the fact that you bitch about the quality of this astounds me. It shows a profound lack of self-awareness. Because let's face it, like 90% of mobile games are just like money-leeching trash. Yeah, this is the problem with rockets. Sure, it's potent. But rate of fire? Yeah. That's a joke. This is why rocket turrets don't work unless you have quad rockets, because the rate of fire is just impossibly shit. I can't even hit that guy. Who am I missing?
I'm so tired.
So we can recon the final zone. But first... Actually, you know what? We're just gonna heave-ho and go for it. Although, at that danger level, probably a good idea to invest in a few more knickknacks. That's not terribly expensive. Still not upgrading run, fuck you all! Cleanup, definitely. We're gonna open with a cleanup. Yes, my mindset. Why are you still watching this video? Why not go out and play Decision 1? Or, if I were to give a recommendation, play Decision 2. It is probably the best of, like, the main ones. I don't know, Medieval felt a little, gimmicky. Besides, you're supposed to have the option of, like, going at it with, like, a battle axe or a sword, and leveling up your armor and your melee damage to an extent that you can, like, fight a horde of zombies with just melee weapons. I spend 90% of that using the bow and arrow just because it seems stupid to me, under any circumstances, to get within grappling distance of a zombie. Like, why would you even? That just seems like bad beans, man. Still haven't found these soldiers that are supposed to be missing. What the hell are you doing down here, loser? Follow me. I want to give this place a twice over for our missing soldier friends. I don't think this is one of the locations. I forget where they were.
Interesting.
So that's a big chunk of that danger down. Okay, this is starting to get a little spicy. Gonna have to do something about that. But first, recon time. Definitely gotta watch our critical distance here. We got a lot of enemies with guns. Have a grenade. Also, that damn threat level. Either we got a couple of giant zombie troll men, or this place is crawling with some very sturdy hombres. Boss hasn't aggroed on us yet. I think some of them were spawning in on the path that I just cleared, which is how they managed to get up behind me. There'll probably be a second giant, though. It's appropriate for the final region to have the steepest difficulty hike. We're not even clearing it, we're just on recon. That got me a little close to death. Now pretty much everything needs to be reloaded. Like I said, once the zombies start carrying guns, you're in for a hard time. Because your ability to maintain that critical distance for your own survival, little tricky. I mean, I've sort of run out of things to say about this game. Like I said, the first one gets a little monotonous and redundant towards the end, because at that point you sort of, like, leveled up your character, you sorted everything out. Oh, the threat level of 1,000. How many more of these things am I gonna have to kill? I mean, that's sort of the death knell of all zombie games, is that at the end of the day, you can have all the special units you want, but the sort of bread and butter of the zombie genre is just spam. And, spam loses its flavor after a while. Yes, I made a cheeky pun about actual... There we go! Stan, the man! He's dead. So in the lore, and yes, this game has a bare minimum of lore, these were your squad mates. They came here ahead of you with the same goal of trying to reclaim the region. I guess they just didn't have balls that were as brass as yours. Or your superpower of somehow carrying an unlimited supply of ammunition.
Today, I've come across...
That mission profit, though, holy shit.
I had a lot of work ahead of me to kill this mountain troll.
Hey, we got Reconnoiter.